Welcome to the Paying for College and Cars Personal Social Assignment PowerPoint. Use this PowerPoint to help guide you through the FDIC assignment quiz, Paying for College and Cars. You do need to score an 80% or better on this quiz in order to receive credit. If you do not score an 80% or better, you can always click View Score at the end and review the questions you got wrong, and it will give you feedback for you to submit another attempt. To start, we're going to focus on buying a car. Traditionally, there are two ways that you can buy a car. You can buy a car with cash, which typically means you'll need a large amount of money up front, or you can go through a car loan. Car loans are going to be considered secure loans, and by secure, they use your car as collateral. If you don't pay that loan, the bank can come and repossess that car. However, as long as you make your payments on time, and after the term, you own the car free and clear with no payments. Those type of loans are going to be a fixed rate interest rate, which means that that would be the same interest rate throughout the life of the loan. An example given here is a $10,000 car at 10% interest for 36 months would give you a monthly payment of $323. After the 3 years of payments, you no longer owe that payment and you own the car outright. Important to note that you don't confuse annual percentage rate with interest rate. Annual percentage rate is going to include the cost of interest plus fees associated with the loan. So what do lenders look at when they make a decision on whether or not to give out a loan? One of the biggest factors they look at is your income. They want to make sure that you're able to afford the car, but they don't just say, okay, you make that amount of money, you can afford it. They also look at your other expenses as well. Traditionally, they want to make sure that your income is about 4 times more than the car payment. This way you can afford the car and your living expenses. They also want to look at your credit history. If you have a good credit history, you're going to have a high credit score, which is going to give you a lower interest rate. Lower interest rate means lower payment throughout the life of the loan. Not so good credit history or bad credit history is going to then give you a higher interest rate, meaning you're going to be paying more for that car. So it's important to make sure that you try to keep a good credit history. Another factor is going to be work history. Work history is important because it shows stability, which also shows trustworthiness with the lender. So keeping a job for a long period of time could be a helpful decision in making a decision on providing a loan to you. And then lastly, length of time at a residency. This is another factor that determines trustworthiness based on your patterns. So where can you obtain a car loan? Traditionally, most people get car loans at dealerships. Typically, they will provide a car to you. You would need to give them a down payment or a trade-in. And they have other fees associated with the dealership and products that they try to sell you. So it typically is more expensive going through a car dealership. Alternatively, you can get a loan through a bank or a credit union. Usually they give you a lower interest rate, and you can build a relationship with that bank or the credit union by opening up a checking or savings account. They can see your patterns through your checking account and therefore trust you with giving you a loan. Sometimes they'll even give you discounts on the interest rate by having it pulled directly from your checking account for your payment. So let's go ahead and look at an example of two different same car, two different costs. So the same car, $10,000 loan at a car dealership for the term of 60 months at a 12.5% interest rate would be a monthly payment of $225. If you take that same car and go get the loan at a credit union, and the term could be the same, you're going to have an interest rate lower at 7.5%. This would make the monthly payment $200. This is a difference of $25. So over a period of 60 months, that means for 5 years, you're going to be paying $1,500 less through a credit union than you may through a car dealership. Go ahead and use this PowerPoint to answer the questions on paying for a car.